Kindly sponsored by my Patreon supporters, this step-by-step tutorial is suitable for all levels of experience from beginners to advanced. We're going small, simple, and minimalistic for a sophisticated look. Hello creative friends, I hope you're doing well. I found a few scraps of watercolor paper lying around in my studio, and I managed to salvage 3 pieces that measure approximately 2 inches by 6 inches, which is a good size, for bookmarks. I wanted the process to be simple and quick and easy to mass produce. The only prep work I did was to put a pencil mark at about 1/2 inch at the top and at the bottom as placeholders, so I wouldn't go too close to the edges of the bookmarks. The color scheme is the same throughout. The vases are done in warm gray, the flowers in pyrrol orange and Indian yellow, and the leaves with perylene green. You don't have to memorize this. All the info is in the description as well as in a pinned comment. The first vase I'm painting is done by making one brush stroke in the shape of the letter C, and then I flip the paper around and I repeat the same gesture. Then I fill it in. I turn the paper around so that the tip of my brush always points toward the edge of the vase, and that way each sides are pretty much similar. But not perfect. I want to remain as loose as possible, and that's why sometimes I leave some of the white showing through. On the next one, I'm going to make a rectangle, repeating the same process. So I work on one side, flip the paper around, and close the shape with the same brush stroke. While the paint was still wet, I went back into the warm gray paint and less water on my brush to create shading on one side of the vase. I also added a much smaller rectangle over the big one and joined them corner to corner to create a bottle-shaped vase. I'm doing the same process for the last one. This time it's a square that I'm turning into a cube by adding 3 small diagonal lines and filling in the spaces. I know it looks a bit wonky, but no worries, it will all be good in the end. Since the cube is dimensional, I'm adding soil inside it with sepia. Of course, I made sure that my paper was dry so I could get clean edges. The flowers are very simple. They're my usual blobs of color. I first painted them with transparent pyrrol orange, then went back with a bit of Indian yellow on the edges. I painted the flowers before the branches, and I know it's a bit unusual, but because of the simplicity of these floral arrangements, I didn't have much room for multiple branches. So the placement of the flowers had to be strategic. Still, with the intention of simplifying things, I went ahead and drew quick thumbnails in my sketchbook so I wouldn't have to figure it out on the spot. The branches are drawn in with the Uni Pin fine-lined felt tip pens. I used the size 0.1 millimeter to begin with, and then added some weight to the main branch with the 0.5 millimeter pen. While I'm drawing the branches and painting the leaves, I just wanted to add a few notes here. These flowers are straight out of my imagination. You wouldn't find them in nature. In that sense, you could say that the paintings are a bit whimsical. Yet I still hope that they look sophisticated because that was the intention. You'll also notice that I tend to shift from drawing to painting in leaves and back to drawing. This is just the way I work, which doesn't make it ideal for a tutorial, I realize, but I hope that you're still getting all the information you need. I can hear you. Did you think I would forget about the gold? Seriously? I swear I can hear you almost every time I use gold now. I wouldn't forget. I wouldn't do that to you. But again, in order to stick with the plan, I'm going to keep the gold to a minimum. I had to restrict myself. It was very difficult. I think the shadow adds a nice touch. It's simple to do as well. You just add a fairly strong color touching the bottom of the vase, clean your brush, and then use the water on your brush to dissipate the color. You can add more paint after if needed. Pay close attention to the shadow that I did under the cubic vase since it is dimensional. The way I did it is pretending that my light source is coming from the left side. I love my little bookmarks. I'll probably write a quote in the back and then seal them with Kremer varnish by Krylon. I know some people like to laminate the bookmarks. That works too. I would do that if I were to give them away, but these are for me. If you like these bookmarks and are ready to kick it up a notch, you might be interested in my latest Patreon video in which I took inspiration from these and created a larger painting. Less simple, fully decked out with quite a few techniques. Every month I publish exclusive videos to my awesome patrons. They help support this YouTube channel and have done so since November 2015. So thank you so much, patrons. If you'd like to become a supporter of my artistic journey and watch exclusive content, just click the Patreon link in the description or in the pinned comment. That's it for now. I hope you've enjoyed this video and that you'll have fun creating your bookmarks. As usual, I'm looking forward to reading your comments and answer your questions. In the meantime, I wish you a lovely and creative day, and I'll see you in the next video.